Crystal ball, crystal ball. What is the best storybook in the world? No? Nothing? Oh, it means that I have to do trial and error again. Oh no. This is one of the most difficult aspects about teaching young language learners. Let me take my hat off while I try and speak to you very seriously. It's about choosing a storybook that will work well with students who don't speak any English. What book shall we choose? So a lot of it is a lot of trial and error. We bring a book to class, we open it up, we start reading the book, and a sign that students aren't so keen on the book is usually when we get to the end of the first paragraph, a little hand goes up. Miss, can I go to the bathroom? Yes, okay then, right, go. You can go to the bathroom. We continue reading the book. Another little hand up goes up. Miss, this is boring. Oh, all right, okay then. Let me try and make it a bit more interesting than this book. So we continue reading the book. Another little hand goes up. Miss, is this about puppies? Yes, it is about puppies. Well done. Yes, it's a book about puppies. I've got a puppy. I have my puppy at home and his name is Toby and he likes to eat socks and bones and shoes. And then we have another little hand up. I've got a dog. I've got a puppy. I've got a cat. My cat is called Mario. Yes, okay, so by the end of the first two paragraphs that we've read of the book, we have some children have gone off to the bathroom, others that are playing with each other's hair, and other children are talking about dogs and kittens and every single pet that they have at home, apart from the subject matter of the book. So it takes half an hour to read the book. So how do we choose a book that will work well with our young language learners, that will keep their focus, that will maintain their attention all on the book? Hello, I'm Miranda and I teach young children English as a second language. And I suggest there are 4 things to look out for when choosing a book for young language learners. The first thing to look out for is a storybook that is really short. So we're not going to be reading a book that's like Shakespeare play, we don't want to keep them there waiting pages and pages and pages. A short, simple text that isn't babyish, because sometimes when we choose language that is really, really simple, it can seem too young for students. So a text that is really simple and short, but is not babyish. That's an important aspect to look out for. The second one is to look out for books that are big, colourful, and clear illustrations. So when you're reading it, you can actually show your students the illustrations. They can see way from the back of the class, really clearly, and exactly the illustration on the book also reflects what is being read on that page. So that will help your students' comprehension too. The third element to look out for when you're looking for a storybook is an element of surprise, elements of humour. Those are always 2 aspects that really, really can grab children's attention and maintain their focus for longer. And the 4th aspect is always active participation. So the storybook isn't just passive listening, but we want our students, our young language learners, to really participate and help tell the story along with you, because that will help them review language and also learn new vocabulary too. So what example do we have of a storybook that contains all of those 4 aspects? Well, here is an example of one of my favourite writers called Nick Sharratt, and this is called Once Upon a Time. And what is really great about this book is it's a pop in the slot storybook. So if I open it up, here you can just see, can you see the really bright and colourful illustrations of the book? So you can see it from a long way away. The students can see it from a long way away. This story is about a princess who lives in what is it? A castle, yes. Or is it a castle? Maybe not. Let me take this out, because here what you have is you can give students a choice. You have, for example, a castle, or maybe she lives in a house, or a caravan, or a tree house, a teapot, or a tent. Let's leave it up to the students to decide. Where does she live? Where? In a teapot? Okay then. So I can take out the teapot and I can slide it in here. So the princess actually lives in a teapot. Oh my goodness me. So there you have an element also not only of participation, but also of surprise and a little bit of humour too, because a princess who lives in a teapot, that's a bit funny, isn't it? So then you can go through the book. And again, you have different items here, vocabulary, that you can practice with your students, that they can choose from. So she does have a pet at home. Does she have a dog? Does she have a bat? An octopus, a goldfish, a dragon, or a rabbit? You can leave it up to your students to decide and participate in the story with you. So I'm going to leave the book for you to have a look at yourselves. It's a very short story, but again, every single page includes choices that you can give your students to make in deciding how to tell the story. Great participation. Very, very colourful, active, simple text, but not babyish. All of those things to look out for when choosing a book. This is Once Upon a Time, a pop-up in the Slot storybook by Nick Sharratt. So those are some aspects to look out for when you're choosing a storybook for your young language learners. I hope you have lots of fun storytelling with your students. And until next time, remember, be theatrical.